Yo, Celine is a beast! After literally crushing the leader of the Diablos Guild underfoot, this hashtag girlboss is like, yeah, Suzaku, you were pretty powerful for my human form. Dragon me, on the other hand, ooh, I'm about to drag you if you don't stand down a little bit. And she says, killing all of you would be such a waste, specifically Suzaku. She's mostly impressed by Suzaku's own power, and questions if there are any others like Suzaku, and we know that he's part of an elite squad, so yeah, there's still three more just like him, which actually tickles Celine pink to know that there are even more humans who have consumed dragon flesh. And so she decides right there and there that she will be the Diablos Guild's new master, just like I was kind of hoping. I really was hoping for this, because don't get me wrong, the previous boss, yeah, he should have probably been a little bit more powerful and capable, but at the same time, Celine is part of a top tier of dragons that go far beyond most other dragons that would have existed out in the world. They are the highest echelon of dragon. So the idea that she wouldn't be more capable than, what's his name, Gregor or whatever? Like, his name was freaking Greg, basically. Like, no. I am not fearing a guy named Greg. And Celine, despite the fact that Suzaku is very defiant, Celine tells them to kneel, and honestly, Moral and the Scullion Raider immediately kneel to her power. They feel it. They're intimidated by it. But Kyrie? No, 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 no. Kyrie is just ready to throw down. And she's just like, our guild specializes in hunting dragons. So you're just like, of course I'll take you down. And while Suzaku's just like, Kyrie, no! Celine just doesn't even barely looks in her direction, gives this faint smile, creates this energy wave that looks like the moon that transports people to other dimensions and stuff like that, and in a flash Kyrie is gone. Everybody else thinks, oh god, she killed Kyrie, and Celine's like, no, 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 she's just been transported to another plane. I actually kind of dig her tenacity, but I will only bring her back if you acknowledge me as the Guildmaster. I'm like, dude, Celine's on some next level shit. And honestly, the faith that Suzaku has towards his former Guildmaster, it really has me curious what kind of guy he was. Because the dude didn't seem like anyone deserving of any form of respect. And Suzaku seems to be a very traditional person with a lot of faith, respect, and a lot of kindness. So I'm just like, what was the relation? Because that guy seemed like a scrub. He seemed like a nobody. But Suzaku is fiercely loyal to him. But then, I love it. I love when we get into the intricacies of Celine's plan, as she wants to help them take down the other dragon gods, as she is all about distortion, just turning the world on its head, basically. She loves it, it's entertaining for it, she revels in it. And the idea of a dragon leading dragon eaters is something she takes just a sick pleasure in. It's fascinating to her. And she goes on to say, there are only 4 dragons who have ever stood in her way of completely turning the world on its head. Alderaan, the wood god dragon who died, Mercuphobia, who lost his powers and is nothing more than a human, but apparently she still plans on going after him, which is actually fascinating. Like, why go after someone who is powerless? The one dragon we have yet to see, and that's the gold dragon god Vernus. I'm really curious on how that guy looks, and if there's any special thing about him. And the fire god dragon Igneal's son. And it's specifically the latter two that she needs dead in order to get the world that she wishes for. A world devoid of dragons, only for humans. Which I'm like, it took me a second to realize, okay, I get it. And she even explains it when the Scully and Raider and Mad Moral are just like, why would you want that? She's just like, well, I plan on living in this world as a human. As the strongest human, of course, a human to rule over all humans. And Scully and Raider ask the $1,000,000 question, why would you want to be a human? And she's just like, dude, the age of dragons ended a long time ago. Between Acnologia and the 5 dragon gods, we were just supposed to die out a long time ago. We're an extinct species, basically. The age of dragons just needs to be over and done with, as the age of humans is really just continuing on, continuing forward. What should have been weaker, insignificant creatures run the world at this point. And up until this point, the dragon gods have kind of kept each other in check because their strengths were just so evenly matched. If any one of them were to go up against each other, they'd probably both die. Or at the very least, someone would take advantage of their battle and kill the victor. But Selene has taken a particular interest in humans, as she feels it is through humans that she'll be able to win out. All because of the strength of Suzaku. She started to take an interest in what she feels to be an innate strength of a lot of humans, which we've seen. I mean, the Dragon Slayers in general were the ones to take down Acnologia, the unstoppable beast. And Selene wants to use that to her own advantage, especially since, 2 of the 5 dragon gods, as well as Acnologia, were taken out because of the machinations and the craftiness of humans. So it's basically like she's capitalizing on what they're already after. And at the very least, I think she's planning on using the most of them as fodder, send them in first, and if they should kind of fall short, she'll just take one of the dragon gods down in their place. And naturally, everybody has reservations about this. It's just like, you killed our master. How can we go along with this? And Selene just reiterates, your master was the enemy of my son. He killed my son. What did you expect me to do? And it really is hard to argue with that. It's fascinating that Hiro Mashima created a situation where it's just like, I mean, yeah, she has every right to have wanted to kill their master. It's just like, she killed her son. It was an eye for an eye. And if you go after her, what do you gain from that ultimately? And she even goes on to say, it's just like, and he was a friggin' loser. He was crushed with one blow. He was no equal or even a superior to people like you. And as a show of good faith and to show that she's true to her word, she brings back Kyrie safe and sound and even gives an additional incentive that if they feel that after they've defeated Vernus and Ignia, that they still want to avenge their master, she'll take them on, anytime, any place. And with a demented look in her eyes, she's just like, until then, we'll be allies. Your victory is assured with a dragon at your back. And ultimately, Scully and Raider and Mad Moral completely submit, with Suzaku being the only one who's still a bit of a holdout for a little bit. Like, you can see the gears turning in his head, like he's considering what to do next. But it's just like, I mean, dude, your master's already dead. It's over and done with. He's gone, man. And you barely managed to survive against her in her human form. If she's that much more powerful in her dragon form, a lot of y'all are dead. Like, you could all team up and go after her, but I mean, the casualties alone would be staggering. It's so fascinating to see someone who was filled with so much pride and capability and strength enough to take out some of the best warriors of fairy tale, brought low just by this woman, this dragon lady, and her words. It really is a testament to her ability. I really do feel it. I'm really feeling this. And so she asks that the Dark Dragon Slayer Knights be brought before her, as she needs one little bit of unfinished business taken care of, and that's killing Elfsera, a human who became a dragon much like Agnologia. And while he's not very powerful, she even says that she could kill him herself, she wants to use this as a bit of a test. Meanwhile, at Dramil, where the fairy tale guild in its entirety has been hanging out ever since they were whisked away to this continent by Ferris, we see that Team Natsu is getting ready to head back out once again, as staying with the guild any longer, they'll want to head back to Magnolia with them and potentially just kind of, give up on their quest for the time being. But they head back on out, but unfortunately they have no leads or info. They have no idea where Selene went, and they have no idea where the rest of the dragons are. So Urza makes the decision that they'll just go and check in with Elfsera, see if he's got any leads. So it looks like the Fairy Tale Guild, specifically Team Natsu, is on a collision course with Selene's new Dark Dragon Slayer Knights. I can't wait. I'm deeply fascinated, especially by what relationship we'll see come out of Selene taking over the Diablos Guild. I mean, it's obviously not going to be healthy. Ultimately, Selene at some point is going to be taken down. It's just that the ways that these dragons fall has been so varied up until now, with Mercuphobia just simply losing its powers and Alderon being an actual just big bad boss who needed to be taken down, but none of them have been easy to take down. And Selene has shown that female dragons are apparently the more vicious and cunning of the species, because she definitely has machinations within machinations, but she's mad as all shit too. So it's just like, she's out of her mind. Like, she's crazy. And her fascination with Suzaku really does interest me, because it's like, where is this going? Like, honestly, the storyline that is being crafted here is just too fascinating not to continue forward with. And while I am happy to see the continuation of Natsu and his team's journey, I'm really more interested in what's going on with Diablos now. They went from a footnote to me to being like the main feature. It's like if in Pokemon all of a sudden there was like this coup within Team Rocket. I'm like, dude, I couldn't give less of a shit about where Ash and his journey is going. Show me what's going on with Team Rocket and their weird shift in power dynamic and how that's going to work out. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you like me and really deeply interested in where things are going for Selene and the Diablos Guild? Or are you actually not at all interested and just wish that Selene had been taken out of the picture already? I'm fascinated to hear what you have to say. So again, let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. And until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.